Good day. We bring you the latest from the Pna Newsroom. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. assures that the Philippine economy is on its way to recovery despite the accelerated inflation rate of 8% in November from 7.7% on the previous month. During the 11th Arrancada Philippines Forum in Pasay City, Marcos said the country is on track to achieve its target growth of 6.5 to 7.5% for this year. He said the government is currently identifying the areas of the economy that serves as the main drivers of that inflation, including imports. Marcos emphasized that measures are being undertaken to improve the economy, such as forging closer partnerships with different chambers of commerce, further easing of travel and mobility restrictions, implementing economic reforms, and improving economic cooperation with trade and investment partners. Present during the event were U.S. Ambassador to the Philippines Mary Kay Carlson, the heads of the Joint Foreign Chambers of the Philippines, and other government officials.
I'm happy to be able to inform you that the Philippine economy continues to recover from the negative impact of the pandemic. In fact, the country is on track to maintain its strong economic performance and achieve the government's growth target of 6.5 to 7.5% for 2022. Notably, the government exerts efforts to accelerate the country's economic growth by further easing travel and mobility restrictions, implementing economic reforms, and improving economic cooperation with trade and investment partners. Let me also underscore the government's work to enhance ease of doing business and public-private partnerships and improve bureaucratic efficiency through ICT development and digitalization. Rest assured, this government is united in ensuring that the Philippines will become a viable and sustainable destination for domestic and foreign investors.
The deployment of overseas Filipino workers to India is temporarily suspended following the declaration of India as non-compliant country. The Philippine Overseas Employment Administration said the suspension was based on the assessment of Philippine Embassy in New Delhi. Migrant Workers Under Secretary Bernard Olalia said India was not able to comply with the 3 conditions set for destination countries for OFWs. India is said to be non-compliant in terms of domestic laws protecting the rights of Filipino migrant workers, has never become a signatory to the International Convention on the Protection of the Rights of All Migrant Workers and Their Families, and the lack of bilateral labor agreement with the Philippine government. Olalia said that currently there are around 2,000 OFWs based in India. A business leader thanked National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos for ending the so-called practice of red tagging in the government. Ed Chua, chair of the Business for Sustainable Development and the Makati Business Club, thanked Carlos during a dialogue with other business leaders at the Asian Institute of Management in Makati City on Monday. Chua said red tagging is highly divisive and does not really address the main causes of Filipinos going underground. Toti Chiquiamco, president of the Foundation for Economic Freedom, also praised Carlos for involving the business community in national security concerns. For her part, Carlos said the business community plays an important role in national and human security. Carlos, who also serves as vice chair of the National Task Force to End Local Communist Armed Conflict, or NTF-LCAC, earlier said there will be no more red tagging in the administration of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. Meanwhile, lawmakers have approved the consolidation of several measures establishing a mandatory National Citizen Service Training Program and an optional Reserve Officers Training Corps program. During a joint hearing, 2 House panels approved the substitute bill consolidating 27 measures on the ROTC and NCST programs with House Bill 6486. The House bill seeks to institute a National Citizen Service Training Program in all public and private tertiary education institutions. In his sponsorship speech, Tingog Party List Representative Jude Asidre said the establishment of ROTC and NCST would enhance the capacity of Filipinos to render service in times of calamities and disaster emergencies, rebellion, war, or invasion. Asidre further said strict monitoring, evaluation, and accountability would be observed to prevent abuses, corruption, hazing, torture, and all forms of violation of human rights. And that is the latest and the biggest stories from the PNA Newsroom. For more news content, visit our webpage or head on to the Philippine News Agency's Facebook and Twitter accounts. We are also shown on the social media pages of the Office of the Press Secretary and on Radio Pilipinas RP1. Stay tuned for more news updates. I am William Theo. We tell stories that inspire change.